Break out the food processor and the charcuterie board because today we're making homemade hummus. Before we get into it, please like, comment, and please subscribe to my channel. It helps me so much. Now let's get into this. We begin with some garbanzo beans, also known as chickpeas. Let's go ahead and strain those, but do it into a container so that you can hold on to that reserve liquid because we're going to need that for later. So once you've got your chickpeas strained, over to the food processor we go. I've got 1 clove of garlic in there. We're just going to pulse this kid a couple of times, get it nice and chopped up. Once your garlic clove is where you want it, we're going to come in with about a 1/4 cup of tahini. Tahini is basically just a sesame paste. This is where a lot of the flavor from hummus comes from. So a 1/4 cup goes into the food processor. I also like to add a little roasted garlic. Now, of course, you can always roast your own, but you guys know I'm a fan of this stuff that comes in a little tube, maybe about a 1/2 tablespoon or so. We don't want it too garlicky. And then I've got a humongous lemon, so we're going to squeeze half of this lemon, otherwise the juice of 1 normal-sized lemon. Cover that kid up and pulse until everything is well combined. So now it's time to add our strained chickpeas or garbanzo beans. Just dump the whole lot of them into your food processor, cover it up, and let that thing run for a couple of minutes until you start to see it form a paste. Check it after a couple of minutes. If it's not quite where you want it, maybe it's a little too thick, maybe it's a little too pasty, that's where that reserve liquid from that can of garbanzo beans or chickpeas comes into play. Add about a tablespoon or 2 at a time while it's still running. You'll hear the difference in the sound as it continues to process. And just add and then let it mix for another 30 seconds or so until you get the consistency that you're looking for. We've all had hummus before. You know it should be pasty, but not too pasty. It should be not too soupy, just that beautiful velvety texture that makes hummus such a delicious treat. I always say that every can of garbanzo beans or chickpeas is different. Sometimes I only add a little bit of liquid. This time I happen to add almost all of that reserve liquid. But I finally got the consistency that I'm looking for, so now it's time to season. I like to come in with about a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin. Remember, it's always best to buy the seeds, toast them in a dry frying pan over medium-low heat until they become very aromatic, and then grind them yourself. If you can smell the difference, you can taste the difference. And as with everything, a generous pinch of kosher salt. And instead of regular black pepper, I'm coming in with this peppercorn medley that has black, green, white, pink peppercorns, coriander, grains of paradise. It's a wonderful blend, perfect for this. So once you've got it seasoned to your taste, cover that bad boy up and pulse it until everything is well combined. And that's it. Your hummus is done. How easy was that? Now transfer your hummus to a container, and I like to finish it off with a good quality Greek olive oil. Couple little drizzles is plenty, a little bit heavy there. And then I finish it off with a little bit of sumac. This is a traditional Greek seasoning. Doesn't really add a lot of flavor. It's kind of like a bitter paprika, but it makes it look pretty, doesn't it? That's it. Get yourself some cut up vegetables, some pita chips, whatever you want for your charcuterie board. Thanks for watching. Don't eat boring food. We'll see you next time on All American Cooking. Bye-bye.